Thought I'd do something different for this video. Be a little salty, be a little extra. Don't mind my hair. It's bad. I know I look like a wannabe pirate extra. But today we're gonna roast celebrity bookshelves because we can. We're just gonna have some fun today. This is The Shelf Portrait by Marie Clare, and I'm totally ripping this idea off from iCarly. So let's get into it. First, we have Lily Singh. You've been on the internet. I'm assuming you know who she is. If not, Google exists. Hi, use it. The shelves, if these are her real shelves. I always love the look of them, but I hate how impractical they would be in real life. The kind of books you can put on it, the amount of books you can put on it are all limited. And then on top of that, like trying to pull a book underneath another book, not a fan. Yes, I know I'm a fucking hypocrite because I have the same problem here, but this isn't by choice. This is just how to fit the most books on my shelf. That's the practical thing, is fitting the damn things. But you don't even get that with a shelf like this. So it's aesthetic, but not practical. So cliche, Ruby Core. I'm curious to see how many of the people have some of her poetry. Nothing right or wrong, just very stereotypical, like you've been on Instagram, so you like know about her poetry. Everyone knows a person who's writing a book, and so they have that person's book and are most likely like low-key promoting the book by mentioning it. Of course, she's friends with Jake Shetty and mentions his book. Oh, now we're promoting the Bad Guys movie that apparently she's a voice in. Surprise, surprise. I feel like half of this bookshelf isn't even books that she reads or really likes. It's just the books of people she knows. And like, I think it's kind of lame. I mean, yes, like if I had friends that wrote things, I would like probably have their stuff. And I don't know how many of them I would like talk about in a video that's representative of like my personal library. Okay, another friend's book plug, Friends in a Pattern. Does Lily Singh read? I'm not sure if she does at this point. I think she has friends who write and or pay people to write. Okay, here's finally a book that I think she actually likes and has read. Even mentions that she liked it as a kid, and that is Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. Never read these, but these are kind of like, I would classify as like bubblegum contemporary books. You know, they're just a fun read, but there's not much to them. Which is fine, that's fine. Like what you like, dude, but I'm just saying. Don't say that you have books all over your house and then show video footage of you just using them for decor. Like those are decor books. I don't think she's read most of them, if any of them. Just where I happen to pause, you have the like rainbow shelf effect, which a lot of people do and it's aesthetic and pleasing, but when it's a celebrity, it makes me more dubious if they've read it. But just even looking at this, I think she probably knows at least 50% of the people who wrote these books on this shelf, which is wild. Props to her. But I just mean like, I feel like probably as of like marketing, like she's gotten a lot of these. Like maybe she's read the first page. I highly doubt she read all of these. We got Girl Boss. We got A Seed of the Soul by Gary Zukav. He's pretty famous in like the metaphysical spiritual space, but I feel like this is the book that more people have on their shelves because either someone's recommended it to them or they feel like a little something about themselves having it on their shelf, but not as many people who've actually read it. We got something by the Dalai Lama, which again gives the vibe of like, is this a person who's wanting to go more down the spiritual path or do they want to be seen as spiritual? I'm so snooty today. I'm sorry, Lily. Then we have The Game of Desire by Shane Boodram, which YouTuber, influencer, self-help by Miranda Singh. Ooh, that did not age well. This is from a year ago, by the way. Don't know if she'd be having this in this video if it was nowadays. Yeah, you're such a reader. You have books in your bathroom. Look at you. Like a montage of her looking through her books like she can't remember what's there. Oh my god, everyone's read the Four Agreements. I am so it's not a bad book, it's also not a great book. It just feels like a requirement. The second someone's like trying to improve themselves or getting spiritual or like going to see a counselor for the first time, they've owned or read this book. Low-key plug that she wrote a book. Oh, who saw that coming? Ooh, plug that she knows Ruby Core personally. Like, again, I'm just salty because I want to be a writer, and like, I get it. Like, if I knew all these people, I would probably be like spouting them off at every opportunity, but like, it's a bit much. We're not even 4 minutes in. I think we could do a drinking game based off of how many people she's mentioned. Just saying. Oh my god, she started her own book club. Excuse me. My bandana is on strike now, apparently. I just wanted to hide my bad hair. Okay, so she has a book club. Interesting. Who doesn't at this point? I feel like everyone has a book club. I realize I didn't have much of a point to that statement, but I never said this was gonna be great commentary. I just said I was gonna comment. She named a book that I haven't heard of, and I do like her mission of trying to promote South Asian authors. I think that's rad. Good for her. Good for her on that. Like, you know, at least that's something different than the 5 million book clubs that are out there. That is an interesting premise and mission. Let's get in here. So she mentions Jay Shetty's book again, Think Like a Monk, and I was like, dude, you already did that. And then now she's mentioning her own book, which is called Be a Triangle by Lily Singh. And it's just like, I get it. Like, you have to get the word out there, you have to market your book, but like, it just feels like this whole video has been promotion for either herself or someone else. It also seems like she hasn't read for fun since a teenager when she read those Shopaholic series books, because even the books that she says that she really likes, it seems like she read them because either a friend wrote them or for a business venture. And so it's just like, oh, Lily, just read for the sake of reading. Like, read something stupid again. Read something for the giggles. Like, it doesn't always have to be for work. That's what I want for her. She says her favorite genre is comedy and has not mentioned a single book about comedy. And I mean, I didn't pause on every single section of her shelf. Maybe there is some comedians or like comedic books on there, but like, you didn't represent it. Okay, I'm bored. Moving on. How long has it not been recording? Oh no. So, we're watching Brian Baumgartner, known as Kevin from The Office. Don't really have much expectations for him other than I presume that he might have more like comedy or comedic books. So let's get into it. So he just mentioned that he likes to decorate his house with books, and I don't know why I feel such a ways about that, but I do. I don't know, because like I also like a good book decor moment, but I feel like there's so many like people overdoing the like book decor. Feels weird to have them just solely be decoration. Like, if you read them and think they have a pretty cover and want to show it off, that's one thing, but if you just like have a bunch of books that you've never read or like don't plan to read and like they're just like lying around, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Okay, he likes In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I can get down with that. It's a good read. It's a classic that feels relatively modern, especially because of the like modern craze with true crime and like docu-series style stuff follows these two murderers, and it's a really compelling read. So good taste, Brian Baumgartner so far. He just recently got a library card again. Good for him. Look at you, Kevin, reading. And he likes Where the Crawdads Sing. That's cute. That's a good moment for him. So it seems like he likes something that like has a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of mystery to it. I called it. He loves comedy writing and comedic writing. He loves apparently David Sedaris, which classic. It totally makes sense that would be up his alley. And so he's showing off Let's Explore Diabetes with Owls by David Sedaris. Aww, that's cute. What a softie. So he's got a book of sonnets from Shakespeare, and it got signed by Catherine Bates. His like mom sent it off to Catherine Bates, who's an alumni of his college apparently, and got it inscribed for him. And like, that's just so sweet and like heartwarming. Ugh.
No wonder.
Kevin's a reader. He like has a book that doesn't have a cover on it because he's like worn it out so much. That's legit. Also, it's A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. This is not a hip book. It's not a light, easy read. Like, my dude likes to read. Good for him. I would have never guessed.
Now, yes.
Confederacy of Dunces. That's a vibe. That tracks, I think. I don't care about the questions at the end. Let's move on. Next we have Tia Mowry. I only really know her from Sister Sister, that one twin witch movie I can't remember the name of. And she's the one that's on the Talk TV show, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, she wrote a book. That's why she's doing this. About pregnancy. Fine, whatever. Dude, she is just so fucking hot. Like, she looks too good for being her age and having had kids. This is not a bookshelf. This is, what would you call it? Like a open shelving unit. She has like 20 books tops and like they're being used as decor. Like this is, no, it's supposed to be a bookshelf, not like, hey, do you own books? Wait, this is in her room? Okay, and she needs to stop calling it a library. 10 books you're using as decor pieces, just not a library make. Sorry. Okay, so she says she likes a lot of health books. Does she read them? God, I'm so salty today. Oh my God, I need to watch my sodium intake. So she's got a diet cookbook and a Younger Skin Starts in the Gut book. So 2 health and wellness books. Then she has 2 spiritual books, The Power of Now and The Seed of the Soul, basic bitch metaphysical books. Like anyone that does a basic Google search, like that's gonna be on every list. And then she has 2 books that are not either of those categories. They look like they are coffee table art books. So she has watercolors and American Cool, which just from the size looks like photography. A book collection is not pictures of yourself and candles. What are you talking about? She said she has a stack that's just her accomplishments, which is fine. But that means that like 1/3 of this library is just her own books. Like, okay, I don't care about your jar. Get back to the books. You were really trying to stretch out this video, girlfriend. You could have just told them you don't have books. Wow. She's also got a million little pieces, which bold. I wonder if she even realizes that it's a bold move. Since that's like a memoir that got popular with Oprah and then people found out that he just like pulled shit out of his ass and made things up about because he wanted to be cool. Also, I think I also caught 4 agreements in here. Like I'm telling you, like anyone who's ever thought about going to counseling or becoming spiritual has read this. Million Little Pieces is one of her favorite books of all time. Let's see if she loves it as fiction or non-fiction. Tia, no, she has no idea. She's like, such a great movie novel about, you know, dealing with addiction. And I'm like, who's gonna tell her? Baby girl, no. It's her favorite book. Shit. Oh God. She loves The Secret. She loves The Secret. Every rich person does. One of her favorites, 4 Agreements, told ya. And of course, The Alchemist. Again. Nothing necessarily wrong with these, but mega cliche. You can tell that she's probably like really big into just like reading anything Oprah recommends. Blah, 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 blah. And then she loves Eat, Pray, Love. Eat, Pray, Love is a good moment. It got overhyped, which led to a lot of hate, but it's a solid read. Definitely a bit privileged, but it's a good read. Okay, blah, 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 we're done with that. Cool story, let's move on. Okay, let's see what Dolly Parton has for us, eh? Oh my God, this is gonna be such a long video. I already regret it, and I haven't even started editing. Okay, Dolly Parton. Dude, the background looks so like a Kohl's like photo studio. I don't think this is her actual place. I feel like they just like pulled these shelves out of her house. Oh my God. I thought for a second she had like a live candle lit on this fucking bookshelf and it's like tucked away behind things. And I'm like, that is the biggest fire hazard I've ever seen in my life. It's one of the fake candles that has the like a little plastic that moves to imitate the movement of a flame. I'm like, Dolly, oh my gosh, fire safety. But it's okay, false alarm, false alarm. Oh. Of course, plug your sister who wrote a book, Dolly. Everyone else's, might as well. Okay, I haven't heard of this book that she mentions, but I do vibe with it. I think she would be down for like literature that's like deeply about the South. She's such a Southern gal. Oh my god. The book you read the most, the Bible. Okay, we get it, girl. We get it. She wrote a book, of course she has. Wrote. It's a kid's book though, so maybe she did actually write it. She's also written 2 memoirs. Wrote. I don't know anything about Dolly. She could have actually written those, but chances are likely most celebrities get ghostwriters. So she's busy, she's on tour. Like, I don't think she's writing her own books. Okay, so she just brought up Grapes of Wrath and then had to double check John Steinbeck's last name, which, I mean, she's not the only one here. I can't criticize too hard because I'm also bad with the names, but like, that just makes me doubly feel like she's never read this all the way through. That's a chunker. That's a big ass book. I haven't read it. Has Dolly Parton read it? I'm dubious. Okay. Big Stone Gap by Adriana Trigani. I haven't read her stuff, but I did shelf her a lot when I worked at the bookstore. I'm gonna guess from what Dolly said takes place in the South, so very on brand for her. And last one, we're gonna do Chelsea Handler. Ooh, this girl got books. She got books. Her shelf is full. Just look on like the left-hand side. Like, she needs more shelves. Chelsea, girlfriend, you're like stacking on stacks here. Starting off with a heavy hitter, we got a nonfiction book about race. Yep, David Sedaris book, makes perfect sense. Chelsea's a comedian, loving comedy writing. Yeah, her favorite, she says, is Naked by David Sedaris. And that tracks, that seems on brand. Chelsea Handler's a reader. They asked her what book she's ashamed she hasn't read yet, and she brings up Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. Most non-readers wouldn't know any of that. That's wild. Good for her. She's a reader. She also was reading Diplomacy by Henry Kissinger. That's a fat book, so, and probably pretty dense. Good for her for even attempting that. But you go! Chelsea has excellent taste. Yes. One of her favorite books is The House of Mirth by Edith Wharton. Haven't read this one. I just remember how much I hated Ethan Frome in high school, and that kind of kept me from reading a lot by Edith. But these books are not props, fam. She's reading. She's got a beat up Frederick Douglass book. And that's a big, like, maybe like 1,000 pages, 700 to 1,000 pages. That's a chunker. And she's like, says she like read it during travel and in her sauna. And I'm like, she's my girl. I'm glad I'm ending on this one because I was so salty in the beginning of this video, but here we go. I can vibe, like, just talk to more readers. Like, instead of people who like read a book once upon a time. Oh my God. Chelsea, you were too fucking rich to not have bookshelves. Like, they're just showing like fucking piles of books that she has around because she doesn't have enough bookshelf space. Girlfriend, use some dollars. You can solve this problem. That's why. Either that or like she's like a late night shopper and she, like, whenever she's stressed, she just like buys shit from Barnes & Noble. Or I'm sure she also gets a lot of things shipped to her. But she's got a Murakami, she's got Girls and Sex. She's a smart gal. She got a lot of books. She's got something in like everything. She's got some real thinking books. Oh, she's got Eat, Shoes, and Leave, so that's a business book, I believe. Yes, I'm lying, shut. Oh, she's got a book by Ali Wong, the comedian. Yeah, so she's well read. She reads all over the place. She's a gal. Did she have 2 books by Kate Hudson? Yeah, she definitely must have been sent. So she's got duplicates. She probably doesn't even know how many books she has. One of her favorites is Haruki Murakami. No one's counting Murakami. Like, if you like him, you like him. She's not even like flexing. She's just, this is her. This is her vibe. I don't know how they cut this down to like 3 minutes because I think she probably was standing in front of the shelf talking for like an hour. Like, maybe the camera crew left and she was still like just geeking out about her favorite books, and I love that for her. Sassy John Steinbeck. Love it. Okay, so there we go. I hope your day is lovely. I hope this was just mildly entertaining at the very least for you. I had a good time. I had a good time roasting these celebrity bookshelves, if I do say so myself. But sometimes a sprinkle of salt in your day makes everything better. Do you agree with my thoughts? Don't care. They're my thoughts, my channel. Just kidding. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.